So, you're back.
So, Sydney?
Yeah.
I know where you got that book from.
Yeah. That was the first thing I thought of when we started talking about it, and I was like, oh, I gotta go find it now.
No, actually, I own that book.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Dragon Lust? You want a book called Dragon Lust?
No, it's from Lucky Penny.
Yeah, Lucky Penny. It has the author wrote all these really awful titles for bad romantic comedy books, and that was one of them.
Yeah, they're all really good. They're all lovely.
They're all lovely and terrible, and all have dragons or Vikings or some.
Yeah.
Are you okay? I'm gonna give you guys some advice. Don't Google Dragon Lust.
No, don't do that.
Oh damn! What am I open up?
Incognito.
Maya was writing. Doesn't it have
It's not safe for stream.
That sounds like a great idea, Chase.
I thought about bringing that up.
There it is.
For a second, but
it's got a dick on it.
Yeah, this is weak.
It's a real book. 7 sides of a dragon.
Part dragon, part elf, with a twist of lust demon.
These don't look like dragons, though. They just look like booby women.
There's some with naked men, if that makes you feel better. It goes both ways.
Yeah. Why'd they need to... Anyway.
Oh, here's some bad dragon stuff.
Oh, nice.
People are horny, that's why.
Yeah.
So are dragons, coincidentally.
Yeah. As it turns out.
They're just lonely.
Both literally and figuratively.
They want to have sex with dragons.
Sometimes you just want a dragon's lust.
What was that set of books that have the really, really, really long names about the handmaiden sucked my dick on a plane and made money?
It's like the dude who writes books about getting anally raped by his trumpet.
What?
Yeah, is it that guy?
Whatever you do, don't look at what Denny just put in.
I just found the best cover.
Too late,
you know, the easiest way to get me to do something is to tell me not to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like reverse psychology. It's highly effective.
Ew, that one's gross. Getting nasty. Anyway, let's get back. So you guys have a lot sort of sitting on your plate right now. You have the dragon rage. There's apparently a missing staff that keeps dragons out of Waterdeep. There's okay. There's the Castellanters still want your money. So and the bar is ready to be opened. So you guys as characters have a lot on your plate, which begs the question, what do?
Well,
tomorrow.
Huh?
The Castellanters.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh, and I don't know if I should tell you this, Chase, but remember when we went into the sewers for that icy bow?
Yeah, you have a day.
I never forgot.
A day? I have a day?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Cool.
He's got a day.
Tomorrow is both the day that you will get sick and the day that the Castellanters, that Asmodeus will come knocking for their children.
So what I'm hearing is that we should deal with this today.
Yeah, probably.
So that we don't have to deal with Jordan's thing on tomorrow.
Yeah, no, don't worry about me.
I'm waiting until my candy finishes.
Oh, God.
So I'm still not real sure if I want to help. I don't think I want to help. Asmodeus sounds evil.
Well, I think you don't have to help Layla if you don't want to.
Okay.
How could you not support a demon's GoFundMe?
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, you see,
it's for their kids.
What I'm thinking is we set up a trap and we kill a demon.
Well,
you mean Asmodeus?
I mean, yeah.
Seeing as how well it worked last time.
Layla, I know that you're amazing and awesome and stuff, but I don't know if I am equipped for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I can survive the Lord of Hell or whatever.
Question: why does Asmodeus need so much money? He's a demon.
He likes listen, demons don't need money. They
It's the
like
same.
money.
It's the same way that dragons need money. They don't actually.
Yeah, they don't need it, but they like it.
I think this is one of those things where it's
They
like,
like
I'm going to
having
give you
lots of it.
an impossible task that you can't finish, and I'm totally going to take your children. Because you
But
made
yeah.
that deal. I don't
Yeah,
know what
probably.
he would do if they actually had the money. He might
Well,
still take their children. Might be a dick.
I don't know. I think usually like demons
Of
make
note,
good if they're
Asmodeus is
actually
not a
trusted.
demon. He's a devil. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Chase!
The difference is important because devils are all about contracts. They're lawful evil.
So we have to
so
see the contract.
if he has a contract that says that they pay him back the money, he doesn't get their children. He will stick to it. He has to. He's like supernaturally compelled to do that.
So even if he does get his money, he's still gonna do it?
No,
No.
he'll
can't
follow
do
the
it.
contract. That's
He
the
has to
thing.
follow whatever
He
the
will
contract
follow
says.
the letter of whatever deal he has made with them.
So we
I
need to
hate
read
these
the contract.
bureaucratic fuckers.
Aw.
Yes, they are super bureaucratic. Everything is about contracts and deals for devils.
So we can't have some weird sort of kind of loophole situation where we outdo him with bureaucracy.
Only if we somehow learn about
We
Robin.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
We'd-
if we had like a lawyer that could read contracts.
We need to page Dr. Robin right now.
I mean, he'd be all over that, but
We need her help out doing a demon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, devil.
What?
I wasn't just being a douchebag. The distinction in D&D, yeah.
As in subcategory something, if you call him a demon, he will end the contract.
I got it! What we need to
Wait,
do...
what?
No, I've got it. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to get the Castellaners to sign over their children to us. And then they don't have any children. He can't take what they don't own anymore.
Again, we should. Never mind. Howard wouldn't know this. He grew up in the woods.
So,
I
if
think-
we can get them to orphan their children and we take their possession of their children, therefore, he cannot
This
take
sounds
children.
bad.
But like what? Like I don't know
If it were that easy, wouldn't they have done it already?
Yeah, I don't know if the contract is specifically like if your children are in your custody, they get turned into demons. I think it might just be if you make babies,
Those
they
babies.
become demons.
We could fake their deaths.
I don't think
I
that
don't know if that'll
a
help.
devil would be fooled.
He's a devil. It's not like he's a super demon. He's a devil.
He's the king of hell.
Yeah, he's like the king of hell.
He is
There's gotta be
God.
someone higher than
like
him on the food
pretty
chain.
important.
Like
Like a pretty
capital
big.
D devil. Like
Okay, whatever. Still say if they don't have children anymore.
I mean, we could kill their children.
Resurrect them!
That's one way to save them. Yeah.
I can resurrect. How many children are there?
Oh no.
So,
Guys,
okay, how does
I can do two!
spend this
I can
money
do
for? Let's
two!
just give him the money.
Guys,
Yeah, let's just,
No!
Don't kill people.
Chris votes to give
We'll
them
just
the
kill their
money.
children. I'll resurrect them 2 days later, just like Jesus.
Let's just give them the money,
And
we
then
won't
they'll
have
be
to
out of
kill
their
our
contract.
children.
Guys, shouldn't we just ask to read the contract first?
Yeah, that's what I would like to do. I'd like to read the
That
contract
too. That
first
sounds
and
good.
foremost, and then I would like to write up
Because
a
for all we
road.
know, that wasn't actually in there.
That's true.
Okay.
Like, if they lied about the contract, all of this is moot.
And we
Also
won't
true.
have to kill children.
And I prefer not
I
to
would
kill children. Please,
them
please
back.
don't kill children.
They would be back. In
Yeah,
perfect
but I feel
physical
like-
bodies.
Yeah,
Well,
we have
They're
to
gonna
murder
say,
them
close your eyes,
first.
we're gonna play the
Don't you
dining
think they
game.
might have a little bit of mental trauma from that?
They'll
No.
come back and
Little-
kill us.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get adventurers.
We're murder hobos. We're killing children because we don't want to spend money.
Kill them as their babies and resurrect them a couple days later, and then, they make an infernal pact with Asmodeus and they become warlocks.
Whatever, man.
This
That's
is what
on their own
happened to Tindalos.
volition. Right now, they're just children.
He's fine.
Why don't
He got better.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
I got better.
Please.
I got better.
I got better.
Or what if the contract says you have to bring the money to this specific time and place? Like, there's, we should start.
Okay, let's go read it.
Yeah, let's
Let's read the
go.
thing.
Let's go have a chat.
Maybe
Okay,
we should bring
so you're gonna go ask the Castellanters if you can read the contract they signed with Asmodeus.
Mhm.
Maybe we should bring a lawyer.
Yeah.
Do we know a lawyer?
Single female lawyer.
I'm pretty sure
Do we
there's-
know a single
I'm pretty sure we can hire one to just read something for some
There-
gold.
There are lawyers in the city of Waterdeep.
I want to go hire a lawyer.
We need a lawyer. We need a lawyer.
Hell yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
Mhm.
You can. Do you want to go hire a lawyer first, or go look at the contract, and then if you don't understand it, go hire a lawyer?
Can we have a copy of the contract?
We
I
just
would
hire
like-
the lawyer first.
I would like to hire the lawyer first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can go hire a lawyer, and then you go ask the Castellanters to read the contract. Victoro, Lord Castellanter, sort of looks at all of you quizzically upon this questioning, and then says, "You're welcome to examine it, and so is your lawyer friend, but it's written in abyssal."
Cool.
Can we
I could
Shit.
summarize it for you. I can let you see it if you're worried about it.
Hold on, I think I got this.
Could you just like translate it
He nods.
for us and like write it down?
Damn it, I can only read Infernal. not official.
I read Abyssal.
Mm.
So, you are welcome to
Well,
view it. I
perhaps
will set you up in my office if it means that there's a high potential of you giving us the money we need.
All right. Apparently, I'm gonna go read a contract to a lawyer at Abyssal.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's like 22 pages of spiky weird runes, probably written in blood on like skin.
Of course.
What about if I do this?
it the lawyer can tell you that it seems it's very well written, based on the it's lawyer speak that you're translating from another language, so it's a little fuzzy, but they can let you know that it's well written, it's very binding, and you think that like if you kill their children, or if if you somehow loophole them out of the contract by like having the kids dead when he's supposed to come and collect them, like there's let me think. There's like a subsection of the contract that is just vaguely written enough that it could probably be argued that it wouldn't work. That like as long as the children are alive, Asmodeus has claim on them as collateral. It would be like if you put a car up for collateral and then wrecked your car, you would still owe them money for whatever loan you took out on your car. So it wouldn't get them out of the contract. It might save the children temporarily, but it wouldn't get them out of the contract. Signing them over legally from one parent to the other, as best you can tell, passes the debt. So if you guys were to adopt their children, you would now be responsible for the debt. It's like a lien. You would now be responsible for the money owed that the children were used as collateral for.
Oh,
Oh,
that
cool.
sucks.
No, that's awesome.
Gotta pay it.
Well,
No, that's awesome because that means that we wouldn't have to give the Castellators the money.
Yeah, but
They
I
have
don't
not, as best you
want
can
more
tell from the
children.
contract, they have not lied to you about the amount of money owed or what the contract states. It doesn't mention their children by name. It just seems to be any children that they have.
Well, they better stop fucking then.
So does it say that once the devil gets his money, this contract is complete?
They're released. Yeah, they're released from the contract once he's paid back.
But if they're so rich,
What
then
did
why
they
don't
get?
they pay?
What did
Well,
they
they're
get out
not
of the
that
contract?
rich, I think. is
What did
the
they get?
problem.
Yeah.
They got a loan. They got money,
Oh.
and they used their children as collateral.
Mm.
Wow, that's pretty terrible.
Oh,
And
so why
they
should we bail them out?
That's what I'm
use-
saying.
Well, I think when we talked to them initially, they said they thought that they couldn't have children or something.
Two things. One, they thought that they couldn't have children, and two, they thought if it ever did come up by then, they would be able to pay the money back. And then they started having children.
So
Dummies.
That's what
Maybe-
happens when you make a deal
maybe-
with the devil.
maybe
Yeah.
for dealing with their contract, we should get them into their own a contract between us and them, saying they can no longer do devilish things. And if
Or
they
at
do,
least say if they're going to make any more contracts with Devil, if they try and use their children as collateral, then something will happen.
We own their children.
We have to
Them-
buy them out.
then we'll
Well,
take
yeah,
back,
but then they
back the
could just
money.
have more children.
I was just going to make them owe us money.
Yeah, I think that would be reasonable.
Like, we'll
'cause-
give them the money, but they gotta pay us back,
yeah,
preferably with interest.
either that or just owe us some favors, and the favors is not killing us in a backstabby way.
Nah, definitely
mean,
money, but
That
I mean,
sounds good.
Sounds like something that would easily be gotten out of if they killed us.
that's
I
a
have a
good point.
contract that says you can't kill me. Yeah, I can't really go out on it if you're dead.
Well, I
See,
mean, we
if you
have
made that
a lawyer present.
If you made that contract with Asmodeus, if you made a contract that said he wasn't allowed to be responsible for your deaths, he wouldn't be allowed to be responsible for your deaths. But if you make it with the Castellanters and they hire some people to kill you and never get caught, it doesn't matter
Oh,
because they're just people.
Yeah,
So what you're saying is we should wait for like the devil to appear, and then we make a separate contract with him.
I don't know if you know this, Chris, but don't deal with the devil. It's like rule one.
Yeah, this is where it gets you. One of your kids is locked in the attic because he got turned into a chain demon.
As fun as it would be, I don't think it would be ideal to get another contract. It's like, we'll complete this one and start a new one.
I mean, can't we make like a magical contract or something that'll have repercussions if they don't hold up their end of the bargain?
There are very powerful spells that let you do that.
Yeah.
None of you are capable of casting.
Does our lawyer know such a spell? Isn't that what lawyers are for?
Your lawyer does not cast spells.
Oh,
oh god,
you didn't go to Bard College.
no.
I don't think I mean, you.
What? How dare you not make stats for this lawyer that we just randomly hired out of nowhere?
I'm looking up the spell. It is the closest thing you could do would be qzisu, and it's a 5th level spell that'll last for 30 days.
Yeah, and then we could just keep casting it on them for 30 days.
So you have. So
We could find Peleus and persuade him to cast qzisu for us.
no.
Guys, we can't go expecting help from our last character.
What if we just
It's a
fed the
definite word.
Castellanters to the dragons?
Yeah,
I mean, that's an
not the
idea.
children though.
Just the parents.
Hmm.
We'll just tell them we have their money in a vault, guarded by Klaus, Klauth, and then we'll just kind of lock them inside.
We could send
Oh.
Asmodeus in there.
I don't
Two
even.
birds, one stone.
I don't even think they'd be able to get past the door with the teeth in the way
And
the fire, right?
I don't think that the guy's gonna bring us back there if we're planning on just common sense.
Yeah, but arming him with murder or whatnot, making him complicit.
Also, death does not free them for the contract.
Oh.
Because guess where they're gonna go when they die?
Oh.
Nah.
Wait,
Well-
so if
Now
it doesn't free them from the contract, will their children still be turned into demons?
Yep.
Even if they die?
They'll be dead. They'll have demon
They'll
children.
still be around. They'll just be in hell.
Oh, okay.
Man, oh man.
Can they still have demon children in hell?
They
Aw.
probably would not be able to have additional children. No, with all the torture.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, the problem stops there.
All right,
Oh
let's
my
just
God.
kill him. I'm all right with this.
I mean, they wouldn't have any more children, but it wouldn't free their current children.
Their children will still turn into
That
devils
deal has still
because-
been made.
Yeah,
Because
someone
of their
still needs
shithead
to pay
parents.
off their
Mhm.
No,
thing.
no, they don't get off that easy. We don't kill them. They have to face the consequences by us
What-
paying them.
What are the consequences?
None.
Oh.
We convert their children.
Yes. Convert them to.
The Temple of Soon.
Yes.
Or,
All right,
or,
let's give him a quick rundown. Here we go. We'll give you the money, but you have to pray to Soon now. So she's gonna be your god. You're gonna renounce your dealings with Asmodeus, and you're gonna become Soon Lords.
Are we not gonna get them to pay us back?
We can get them to pay us back too.
yeah,
And pay us back double.
With 15% interest.
well, not double, but
That's called loan sharking.
Yeah.
I thought that was.
I mean, they need the money.
They do. Your
We
children
got
are
the
going to
money.
die.
we could give it to them as a gift and see if they would turn the other cheek. Just like, you know what? We're done with the devilish stuff.
Jordan,
Because
That's loser talk.
what? No,
We're
that's
sharks. They're sheep.
You know, the classic food of sharks.
Yes, sheep.
Ocean sheep.
The sheep of the sea.
Now, okay. Maybe 15% is a little steep. We can go 5% interest. It's like a home loan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think
Probably.
you think that's fair?
Why?
5%
that's-
interest will give them 10 years, 15 years to pay it back. What do you guys think?
Seeing
I
as they
think if you're
haven't
gonna
been-
give him 10 years to give it back, you should have something as collateral. What's happening to me?
Oh, they're children. Let's take their children as collateral.
Do we have to take their children?
I know this.
I'm just like exhausted by the thought of having more children than I already do.
Yeah, we're turning into a daycare.
How about
Also, we own a bar.
How about we take
They
their
can be
title?
workers at the bar.
We'll take their title and their
3-year-old
property.
children.
How much is their
Yeah.
title and property worth? We need an
Not-
assessor.
It's not worth 250,000.
Somebody needs to go and assess. Damn it, you're right. It's not.
Things have gone strangely.
I know, right?
We've
Oh!
been locked into a hard
No, I
deal.
got it. They're fancy, right?
These
If they
fuckers
don't
tried to-
pay us back in 15 years, they have to work at our bar.
Or they can work off their debt at our bar anytime they choose. We just get all of the money from any work done for us. And we just have free bar service.
They get unlimited salads.
Yeah.
No, that's deducted from their wages.
Oh. Oh god.
This is getting too real.
I think
Hmm.
I think because they're so fancy and they like really wanted all this glory of being lords, we'll take their titles. I think that's good. Take their titles and they have to work in our salad bar for 10 years after the 15-year mark. So that'll be like degrading and humbling for them if they don't pay us back.
Yeah,
And we're not taking their children. They can fuck as much as they want.
Why don't we have them transfer their kids to us for 2 days?
Why?
So that way we don't have to lug tens of thousands of golds up from underneath the city. We can just take them to it.
I guess. Can't we just give them like a check?
Yeah, you can give them a promissory note.
Yeah.
Okay.
All your money's in it. So.
Come see at.
And then we'll get somebody to write up a contract.
Hi, Mr. Lawyer, who happens to be right here.
Yeah.
Like a really good one, no loopholes, takes a lot of time to write.
So I mean, you don't have a lot of time.
Well, I mean, like,
I'm sure they have like templates for that kind of stuff. Just write in the concerned party's names.
The plan is that you are going to you're going to give them the money on the contingency that they will pay you back at 5% interest within a certain number of years, and you're going to use their titles as collateral. If they don't pay you back within that number of years, you get to claim their titles and holdings.
We get to claim their
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
Titles, holdings, estate, yeah.
I believe they will take that deal.
Cool.
I mean, compared to what they were dealing with before, it seems very reasonable.
And the soon. Slip in the soon.
So when you present this ultimatum to them, they whisper quietly for a brief moment and then agree. And you can see Lord Castellanter is like happy. He's beaming. He's smiling. Lady Castellanter just bawls. She just cries.
Oh, soon's not that bad. I don't think.
But they are overjoyed, and the lawyer you have will drop the contract and have it signed and have the funds, the 250,000 gold, transferred to them. He's the whole time. Let's come up with a lawyer.
Smeeve.
Okay, so Smeeve, he's a small man, sort of thin and frail. He wears very nice clothing, but he's a little sickly and coughs into a handkerchief fairly often. He spends a lot of this time, the conversations, like you're like, we need you to go over a contract, and then you go over to the Castellander's house and they pull out like 22 like flaps of flesh. And his eyes get big. So he just spends the whole time with his pupils dilated and like grabbing onto stuff like he's about to fall down.
Kelrick's gonna try and
Are we
support him
killing
when he can.
So
He's like, I'm sorry, I know this is out of nowhere.
but it gets taken care of. Smeeve takes care of the contract. He draws up a contract. They agree to it. It gets signed, and he'll drop a promissory note so that you guys can basically write him a check. And don't have to have the money physically move from one location to the other. The Castellanters can take care of that.
And can we make sure that it's going toward taking care of this contract and not anything else? Like, they can't just be like,
I'm sure
we
that's
got the
written
money.
into the contract.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it can be written into the contract.
Okay.
Plus, I think if they do use it on something else, their kids will just be demons, and
we'll just have to kill them all. But
okay. Goddamn, girl.
But you can, for the time being at least, seemingly wash your hands of Castellanters. Having decided to give them the money, they will have a payment plan set up where they will make the regular payments to you. And eventually you guys leave their house feeling a little better about that situation.
I better see them at mass on just whatever day, Turret's Day.
Do we walk off and Layla does like the?
Can I like insight check that they're gonna go to Soon's church?
Sure.
Are they gonna keep that?
Every week you don't go to mass, I will add 10% for that payment.
I'd say 1, but yeah.
Quit
Insight. Here we go. I got a +8 to that. 19.
I mean, they honestly just seemed relieved. In the moment right now, when they're agreeing to it, it seems like such a minor thing to them that you don't seem suspicious of their intentions. It just seems like
that they'll never pray to another devil again.
it seems like such a relief to get out of under the contract from Asmodeus that you don't think you'll have any issues with it.
Okay. Well, that's nice. Should I? Oh, I don't have inspiration. Never mind.
Chase, here's a moral decision. Us. Get a lawyer.
Get a lawyer. I don't like moral decisions.
Okay. I mean, so that seems at this point it's getting later in the evening, it's around like 9 p.m. The sun's gone down, the heat of the day is abated. You guys exit the Castellanter's villa with poor Smeeve drugged behind, confused in a daze like he's been drugged. And the
pay him.
evening is yours, and you all feel a bit
Wait,
uplifted
I'm gonna make sure
and
he
better.
didn't forget anything.
No, it's fine.
I invite Smeeve to our bar.
Yeah, have one on the house, buddy.
Yeah,
I
have
do
a
enjoy.
salad on the house.
Well, I do enjoy a good salad, and
Aw.
I will come by opening day, I suppose, as long as if you ever need a lawyer again, maybe there's another law office just down the street from mine.
Aw.
just tell us your biggest
Well, like we
rivals
paid
or
him
the
for
people
his
that you don't
services,
like, and we'll go straight to them.
Yeah. He's like, this was an interesting experience. Please enjoy your evening.
Yeah, don't forget to
Layla
come
gives him
by
a kiss
opening
on the
day.
cheek.
He's like literally trying to find a cab. And you're like, let me give you a kiss on the cheek.
Come here. May lady soon be with you.
Straightens up his clothing. So what do you guys want to do next? What do you want to do with the evening? You still have other things to discuss and deal with.
All right. Well, first.
Oh, did we ever tell the rest of the party what we learned
we
at the
should do
black
that.
Yeah.
We should also ask if
yes.
Tell me what.
but does Buster still have the rock?
Yes.
Maybe we can ask it if it knows where the black staff is.
Maybe.
You want the rock? Okay.
Well, we just want to ask it a question.
He like reaches under his hat and he pulls out another egg
Aw.
and he
Oh.
eats it.
Oh.
Oh God.
Oh wait,
Doing it
rock.
again.
Right. And he reaches in there again.
Focus, Buster, focus.
Okay. Hey, rock. Hello, rock. Do you know where the black staff is?
The rock can tell you about its creation. Here, I'll read it to you. The lore consists of tales, stories, secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you name is not legendary, which doesn't, blah blah blah. It is sometimes cryptic, so it can tell you about the dragon staff, but it cannot tell you. It can't locate it.
That's to say, the black staff is probably pretty famous.
The reason it knows about the Vault of Dragons is because it was around for its creation. Somebody told it about it.
Oh.
I'm gonna start reading the book. Dragon Rage, or whatever it is.
It's for research, for the thing.
To the stone. All right, stone. He slowly grabbed onto his member and began.
Sounds like a good one.
Beat his wings faster and faster. Flap, flap, flap.
She held his passion between her thighs.
Oh God!
You're too good at this.
This is too too much. That's too much. The stone cringe. Oh my god, handy goes the stone cringes. Oh my god.
Yeah, the stone's like, oh, make it stop. Please make it stop.
Okay,
No way.
that's what this-
This is lore I don't need.
So the stone can tell you that any dragon touched by the dragon staff can become immune to the effects of the dragon ward for the duration of the time specified by the mage who was in control of the staff at the time. If they are touched by the staff again, the ward is or the permission basically is removed. It has a few other magical abilities. It was created around 1,000 years ago by a mage whose name I cannot pronounce, but I can copy and paste it into the chat. Agar, or I don't know. You guys help me out with this one.
Agaron?
I don't even know.
I'd say
Gyron?
A gay Ryan.
Agheron. Agheron.
A gay guy named Ryan.
Agahuron. Agahuron.
I have no idea. Its last known custodian was Aruna, who was the previous Blackstaff.
She ran away with that Neverember guy, and they probably got babies.
Aruna was a man, a dwarven man.
That's
He probably ran away with that other guy.
And he did disappear at roughly the same time that Lord Neverember did.
Lovers.
So, are there like rumors about where Lord Neverember where he went?
It's pretty well known where he went. He went to Baldur's Gate.
Oh, he's
So-
just there.
Yeah,
like,
he just fled the city. He's outside of the legal reach of the
How
city of
far is
Waterdeep.
Baldur's Gate?
Oh, okay.
It's pretty far. Do I have a map of Faerun set up for you guys?
Sounds like we need to go on a
Sword
field
go.
trip.
Nope.
To Baldur's
Field
Gate.
trip.
I
Field
mean,
trip.
I'd be really happy to get out of the city, if I'm being honest.
But it's just another city, isn't it?
I know, but there's gonna and Kelrick gets like this like very happy look on his face. He's like, yeah, but there's gonna be a couple weeks where we're not.
Oh, okay.
Wait, are we still in the house now?
I assume you guys went home.
Yeah, I think we're home now.
Guys,
Water-
look! Whoosh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, put that thing out. You're going to set
Oh, I
this whole
love
bar on
it.
fire.
so cool.
Um, If you take
Hello.
Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate is south of Waterdeep about 1,000 miles along the Sea of Swords or the Long Road.
Yikes.
Wait, how long will it take to get there?
Depends on how you travel.
What about by boat?
By ship depends on how fast of a ship.
I imagine that's going to be faster than
How about by mechanical crab?
A long time. That thing's not fast.
So, yeah, we could probably walk faster than that thing.
I know.
Depending on sea conditions. Let's see. Depending on the conditions of the sea, it's about a 2-week voyage, according to this calculator. Which I just mean I brought a calculator up and did math.
Are we
Cool.
gonna do high seas hijinks?
I guess.
There is also the road that runs through the center of the city of Waterdeep.
The festival ended, right?
Yes, the ships are leaving today, so they'll be packing up.
I
They're going
mean, we can
north.
see. Oh, they're going north. Okay, I was like, we can see if they're heading that way.
Wait, are they going north? They came from Luskin. No.
Because if they're going towards Baldur's Deep, you just hitch a ride.
So yeah, they would be. Yeah, they came from Luskin, which is to north, so they are heading south. They went Luskin, Neverwinter, Waterdeep, and Baldur's Gate is the next major city on their stop, but they stop between here and there. So
for, like-
they'll spend like a week in Daggerford, and then a week in Baldur's Gate and a week in Candlekeep.
Well, we
before
might
they do
we
the
might be
leap
able to
back
see if
up.
we can catch a ride with them to their next location and catch a ship from there
Yeah.
if we need to leave today.
Daggerford is not far from Waterdeep, and it's a much smaller city.
Oh, well, then we're probably going to be better off getting a different ship then. Okay, it's just an idea.
I still would like to travel with them. You know, just to hang out with the Nibblerites, make them,
Tiny shoes.
yeah, just get them all outfitted. Do some gambling right while we're on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Because that'll end well.
It'll just be like a cruise, except I'm not carrying a virus on it or anything. We will definitely not be quarantined outside the city.
Oh God.
Ugh.
You guys aren't aware of his impending infection.
I still think we should get a different thing, just because I don't like the idea of going to a smaller city to try and get along.
Oh,
Yeah, the Waterdeep is
That's like going. That's like saying, yeah, no, let's freaking Santa Cruz to find a ship instead of just leaving out of Houston. Freaking Port City.
Yeah.
You could also take the high road. I mean, you could go on foot. You could hire wagons.
How long will that take?
What is
Longer.
the shortest? What is the shortest path or the shortest?
The quickest way is by sea,
Hmm.
unless you guys could like teleport.
No.
I don't think so.
Blackstaff lady can't teleport us?
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Oh.
We are, well, I assume that Kelrick and Chris already mentioned this, but we are doing.
No, Kellerick and Chris haven't given you guys any information
Never mind.
about that. At least I don't know. We haven't passed out badges.
Oh,
We haven't
yeah.
passed out matches. No.
I reach in my bag and I'm like, hey, we're all gray hands now.
Yay!
Congrats.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't look great to
She
me.
did like a ritual or something, like a little ceremony for us at the office, but you guys weren't there, so you just get the badge. Here you go.
But she basically just handed to them to us.
No, she
It's-
did
it's
like a
fine.
little oath thing, didn't she?
I insight check you.
I don't
She
know.
did. She was like, by the power invested in me, blah blah
By
blah.
the power of Grayskull.
Go save the
We're all
world.
gray hands now.
That was a great hand.
Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we are part of the Hand of Grey, maybe she can do us a favor and teleport us directly there. Because
Yeah.
we're doing work on behalf of Grey Hand.
Yeah, we can go ask her if she can do that thing.
I would like to do extra research on the guy, Lord Never
Ember?
Yeah.
Well, we
see
know
if
his
he and-
son, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, we can see if he knows anything about the last Blackstaff.
Yeah.
Like if he and his dad were chums or something.
Yeah. Or if like the Blackstaff had to like babysit him when he was
Yeah.
younger.
You know, it might be a good place to start.
Didn't I have sex with that guy once?
Mm-hmm. Did he tell you anything about the Blackstaff?
What?
The wrong Blackstaff.
I don't.
Ew.
Whoa! I haven't gotten to that section of the book yet.
Nice.
So,
Oh no.
so from what I gathered, you want to talk to the Blackstaff about maybe teleport,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then Kelrick wants to do research on Lord Neverember.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find. Not the Black Viper. Random monsters, characters, GM nodes. I gotta find her her stat block. I don't even know if she knows that spell. Nope, that's Amelia Castellanter. Aruna Sternen. Charlaxel. Nat Jinx and Squidly. Where did I put her? There she is, Vajra Saphir. Tech magic, invisibility, misty step, fire, shield, stone skin, Bigby's hand geese, telekinesis. Unfortunately, that the ability to teleport people is not in her wheelhouse.
No.
Well,
Dang.
That's weird. I would think that was a spell she would know, but it is not a spell she knows.
I mean, to be fair, she probably never really needs to leave the city.
No.
Well, road trip.
or D trip.
Intelligence.
Hmm.
C trip,
Yeah.
in case B trip and A trip are not available.
C trip is available.
Guys, but we didn't pay for changing the dates.
So, if you guys want to travel by sea, you will have. I assume you go down to the dock ward and ask around, see what ships are heading toward Baldur's Gate. You have a few options. One is there's basically a luxury cruise liner that it sails during the winter. It sails up to or during the summer. During the summer, it does trips back and forth from here to Baldur's Gate. It's much cooler in Baldur's Gate, and a lot of people that use it as a way to escape the heat. They're doing their last return trip as it's the end of the summer, so they're going back down to Baldur's Gate. They will come back up to Waterdeep, or they will in the winter. So they'll make one more trip. Basically, they go down to Baldur's Gate and back one more time. It is called the Blue Sapphire, and it is captained by a man named Dronus. It's a big, fancy ship that is honestly set up as just a people carrier. It's a cruise. It's a for fun thing. But it does have two smaller like gunships that follow it for protection. And it's fairly expensive to get seats, but they are taking on passengers right now. The second would be a more working ship. They sail back and forth and pick up goods. They do trade goods, but they take on passengers to make up extra coin. And the third is there is a ship called the Cutlass that is a pirate hunting vessel that is looking for extra hands. So they're not actually looking to take on passengers. That's not what they do, but they are a ship hired by the Lords of Luskan to basically try to patrol the waters and keep it safe.
And they're going to go down to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, they sail up and down the whole coast, and right now they're headed south.
I think the cargo ship might be the most direct one. Just because they've got their eyes on the prize.
Yeah, either that or the hunting one. I like the idea of hunting pirates. Didn't get enough wanton bloodshed from dealing with the castle enters and the devil, so figure we can make up for that.
Are we gonna hire anyone to watch the bar while we're
Yeah,
gone?
we should.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys can hire staff to actually work at the bar while you're gone if you want to go ahead and open it before we leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems good. Then we can also kind of start either making money or losing money that way.
Yeah, we can do a soft open and then a
Well-
grand opening when we return.
Yeah.
The money, I think, is not that important. We still got like a good amount of gold left, I think, in the Dragon
Probably.
Vault.
I mean, personally, we could just do the cruise and just like be like,
No.
this is our last
No,
vacation.
Oh God, no. Not a cruise, please. That's too many people. I would die.
But
Yeah,
there will be,
Kelric would probably die.
but there are so many people I get so much shoes
Or
to.
like
they-
willingly jump overboard and then have to go get them.
I'd rather work in one of the back ships that follows the cruise. If you guys want to go on the cruise ship, I'll go on the back.
Chris doesn't
Not-
really
not
want to
for
take a
the boat.
cruise.
But
You can
Calric,
have like a little paddle boat.
we can share a
Aw,
room,
a little
Calric.
dinghy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Layla.
But we could share a room, Calric.
Bright
Yeah,
red.
you know, a cruise ship
Red.
is just a big floating hotel. You can just stay in your room the whole time if you want.
I don't. I could
You
probably
might get
do that.
seasick though.
Bring you some plants to your room.
I mean, there's enough of you, and you guys have enough money that you could like rent a wing of the ship.
holy shit.
Oh my god.
You're straight. You have 250,000 gold pieces. You're rich people.
Yeah.
We are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
we are.
We can make it hail with those gold coins. Just,
The stripper's like, ow, ow, ow. Buster's not allowed to throw the coins at strippers anymore. He keeps leaving bruises.
Aw.
I'm going to make it rain.
I didn't know my own strength until recently.
This is the second time, Buster. Come on.
But I've always heard it's so good to throw money at people.
You've got to make it rain.
So the Cutlass is helmed by a captain, a man named Lord Dudermont. He's fairly famous. It's a very large vessel, and it's well known for its commission, for its pirate hunting ways. So it's a big ship. The other one, the smaller ship, is called the Sea Sprite, and they don't take on a ton of passengers. You guys would probably be the only passengers on the ship, and it would be smaller and probably less comfortable, but you're less likely to be expected to fight pirates.
How many of us have bloodlust for pirates?
Whoosh.
Not
Not me.
I.
Not me.
Sword lights on
Do you
fire.
really hate pirates, Layla?
I mean,
You
the
really-
sword is looking for some action.
Well, I put my. I
If
feel
you
like
were
we'll
to-
find it wherever we go. regardless.
Also, I don't know how comfortable I would be with a person wielding flame over water in a wooden.
Well, don't worry about it.
If
the
you
one
were-
will put the fire out.
Yeah.
It's pink fire.
If you were to sail, the Sea Sprite is looking to hire people onto the ship. It's not looking they don't take passengers, so you would get paid rather than
Than paying.
paying, but money is not really an object to you guys.
Yeah. It would really just be for the killing. And, I'm fine with just being a passenger. Because, I don't want to put anyone else out with my bloodlust. Plus, I think it would make it a little bit more difficult if, because I can shoot from afar.
Jordan, do you hate pirates?
I don't care for them.
Okay. I don't know.
They have the potential of stealing his shoes. I don't think she likes
Well, when you put it that way.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
They could take
We
your
don't have a-
shoes, Jordan.
We don't have a great history. Us me pirates.
Oh.
Does anyone pirates have great history?
Ooh, Jordan, do tell.
Yeah.
Plot
do you have a
twist.
history with pirates? So curious now.
It's part of
Share
your
with the class,
background.
dude.
But me and pirates, I didn't think they were pirates, but they had the whole like we're in town for a few days, just going to get go to a few bars and everything, doing the whole normal routine of selling them shoes and everything, and then they mug me and mess up my shop, and then they leave.
Oh.
So yeah, not
You got
really.
pillaged by pirates?
I got pillaged by pirates.
Pillaged by pirates. Plot twist.
Ugh.
You gotta kill
That's
all
the
the
sequel
pirates
to
now.
your Dragon Lust book.
Yeah.
Plot twist. Or I got pillaged by pirates.
That does sound like a really bad novel. Really
Got
bad.
butt pillaged.
No,
That's
they
the
got the
next
booty, okay?
Arg. Your booty shivers me timbers.
Ah, yes.
Shiver me timbers.
My saber is usually on the port side,
I speak fluent sex pirate.
Ah! Yar har fiddle dee dee.
So do we have a plan in place?
Butt
We're
pirates.
currently getting pillaged by pirates. That's our plan.
Butt pirates.
So you want to join the Cutlass?
Wait. I mean, we could join the Cutlass, or we can just be passengers. I'm fine with it either.
Well, Denny said that Curtis would rather be a passenger on a nice cushy cruise. And I think I'm one to agree with that.
Okay, cushy cruise. We gonna take a whole wing so Calric can be agoraphobic and not have to deal with people?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Why not?
people are fine until you're 12 and get attacked by 4 of them.
Aw.
Oh, Kelly, it's okay,
Burn your
Kelly.
house down or something.
They burned her house down, Jesus.
No, they just never seen a werewolf before.
They burned your house down?
Where are you getting by burning my house? Where are you getting that?
I don't know. I just thought it was part of your backstory.
No.
Something got burned.
Okay. So how many rooms do you guys want? Or do you want to buy out like a section of the ship to isolate it?
I mean, as long as I get a room that's in a corner, not near guest activities,
Okay, so
with a window, so if I
Right.
do get seasick, I don't get seasick in the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
So I
want like a
guess-
balcony? Do you want like a cruise ships with balcony?
This is getting too real.
All
We've
of the
done this
rooms,
already.
all of the rooms have balconies. The ship's not large enough to have interior rooms.
Oh, fancy.
Ooh,
Well, I
fancy.
just meant like usually further down on the ship, if you're like not staying in the nicer rooms,
Like
you just have
crew,
a window.
it'd be like crew quarters and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess the Titanic doesn't exist in this world. They don't have
Not yet, no. That's
ships
like,
that big.
I feel like, yeah, because they're made out of wood still. So.
Yeah.
I don't think that I need to share a room. I think I'd prefer to have a room to myself. Mostly because if you share a room with me, you might come in with a sock on the door handle and wow.
Yeah, we know what Layla's priorities are.
Jordan doesn't mind sharing. a
Prayer.
room. So
Okay, so one room for Layla. I just need this to tell you how much it's gonna cost.
Well, I suppose I'll make an executive decision for Curtis, and I want to room up with him because we've got some shit to talk about.
Good.
So
Good.
that's 3 rooms. Does
Oh
Calric want?
yes, I hear
I
you.
wouldn't mind rooming with Chris. I'm used to it.
So
Okay.
Calric,
Fine.
Chris, and then Jordan wants their own room.
Well,
I guess.
Jordan, we can share a room, but just know the code.
oh yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
he can take the sock on the door.
One.
It's time to sell shoes.
Exactly.
Oh, this is true. It's
Ti-
time to
Time to go be sociable.
Okay.
So It will cost 252 gold pieces.
Okay.
And that's your food, your drinks. It's all inclusive.
Does it have a drink package?
You don't have to buy it separately. It's all
That-
inclusive. So your
That was
food,
all three of us all together. 252.
3 rooms.
252.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys are, like I said, you have a lot of money. You have a significant amount of money.
So does
Wow.
Chris, do you
Hmm?
still have that egg?
Oh yeah, I do. It's in my armpit right now.
They certainly do.
What about it?
I was just curious.
Has it like started like wiggling or anything?
You haven't
Like,
noticed any change in
does
it.
it feel alive?
You haven't noticed any change in it.
Is it warm?
Yeah, you keep it in your armpit.
Okay.
As warm as an armpit egg could be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you guys, that evening, you like, there are barkers basically and flyers and things that you can take off the out of the ship stocks. You collect all of that stuff. You debate all of this back at home. You finally decide to get ships to get passage on the Blue Sapphire. You send a runner
Ooh.
out to reserve your rooms, which is not a problem. And you have a couple days before the ship actually departs port.
We should also find a babysitter.
We should also
Yeah.
do what?
Find a
Babysitter.
babysitter. I mean, you have the
Yeah.
tutor who watches them during the day, and the kids are pretty good at taking care of themselves.
Hey, I know.
Um,
I'm
But
just worried
also-
that they're gonna go try and find that dungeon that they found out.
And you can hire some staff, and then you
Kimbo
also
is here. Jesseth and Kimbo, don't they just hang out at the house?
sure. So we'll say that you have people that take care of the kids.
Maybe they just decided that they're gonna work at the salad bar now. That's what they do.
Yeah. Unless their players come back. So yeah, you make those arrangements. In the morning, after these arrangements are made and you guys get your night's rest, you wake up in your various rooms. You begin to go through your daily rituals, all except for Jordan,
Oh.
who wakes up in the morning and you've piled every blanket you could find in the house on top of yourself and still feel cold even in the heat of the summer. You're shivering and sweating in your bed, and everything in your body just aches and hurts. You're basically poisoned for now,
Oh, Jordan.
unless it gets worse. Uh,
Oh no.
it's like a flu. You have the cough. You're cold. You feel weak. Everything is sore. Your
Oh.
nose is running. Your eyes are all puffy and swollen, like you're having an allergic reaction. It's just you just wake up feeling like shit.
I can
I don't
pray
know.
this away.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't stay warm. I'm wearing everything I own,
Oh,
including my shoes.
It's kind of like shit.
All of your shoes, you just have them on top of each other like 3 pairs of shoes on 2 feet.
Jordan, I got this. I got this. Come here. Or let me come over to you.
Just let me die, please.
I come over and I sit down. I'm like, you are such a drama queen. And I like put my hand on your forehead. Yep, you're feeling pretty sick. Feeling pretty sick. Let me squish your cheeks a little. And I'm gonna cast this and see if it works. I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, so that's right there. You cure one disease.
Hooray.
So Jordan, you instantly feel better.
Rub your
Oh, yeah.
face.
It's like, what does all these blankets do on me? I'm so hot right now.
There's my little fiery bitch. Yeah.
That's right. I'm your bitch.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Blessing-
dear.
Blessing of soon be upon ye. Now go do your ritual, and I have some makeup if you want to, get that color back.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Absolutely.
Jordan is bright fucking red.
I know, and I
Not
got
exactly-
bright fucking red like blush. Come on.
Not exactly the same color as you. I don't think your foundational.
We're just gonna blush him.
I know far
Blusher.
too much about makeup for a straight man.
You do. That's not gonna work.
Well, I'm sure they make like specific shades for nuns.
I'm sure they do. I just don't know why Layla would have it.
I mean,
You gotta
Layla
prepare. You gotta
has
be
a
ready
lot.
for any.
Hey, the
She's ready
Temple
for
of Soon
everything.
said to find something and make it beautiful. She was ready for anybody in our house.
Right. I was ready even, to get the everyone. Everyone.
Okay, sure.
The
So
ghost. I was gonna get the ghost pretty.
You have a backup. Backup.
Oh yeah, whatever
makeup
happened to our
Do
ghost?
you have a good
No.
foundation for
Our
plasma?
ghost.
Yes. I'm sure I could whip up something.
So, is there anything you guys want to do before you hop on the cruise to head south?
Okay, we get Kimbo and the
Jesseth.
other one, Jesseth, set up for the salad bar soft opening. We have the sitter for the kids. We do we want to make sure that that contract goes through?
Probably
good
should.
idea.
Okay, so we need to do that. We need to maybe I'll pick up some reading for the.
Is a cruise episode the same as like a beach episode?
Not quite.
Kinda.
No, it's
Kinda.
more of the recap episodes, where all of the past episodes are just like thrown back. Like, remember the time
Can
when
we
were
can we do like a shonen style like anime beach episode where you guys all wear bathing suits?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh god, this is gonna be so hot.
Which means the players also have to wear bathing. No.
Yes.
Kelrick could do it if he could do it for an hour a day.
I don't have a two-piece. to
Buster
wear,
just has
sorry,
one of those
but-
stripy singlets.
Oh yeah.
3 hours. He can do it 3 hours a day. He can stand people for 3 hours a day.
I gotta message my mom now and see if she has any pictures of me when wrestling.
You got a singlet on, oh god.
Yeah. I used to wear a single. I used to take the shoulders off all the time and just wear it around.
That's naughty.
Well, I was
Don't-
just trying to get the sweat out of it. But the naughtiest part of that is a lot of times it was other dudes' sweats.
And we need to make sure that the rest of the money gets to the bank.
Okay. So the money has been being moved over to the bank. That's not a problem. If you want to check in on the Castellanters, is like they'll tell you they paid him, and the kids are still running around the house.
They're still
So-
alive, still
Insight check them.
non-demon-y.
Go for it.
Alright, I cast a blast on myself or whatever it is. Guidance, that's the one. No, it's not. I don't know if it'll work or not. Insight.
Ooh.
Plus a d4.
Yeah.
Slash roll 1d4. 27.
I mean, the kids are there, and they seem completely believable. They seem a bit apprehensive about attending service at the church assumed. They're not really sure what that's going to entail, what the service is going to be like, but they're going to go.
Okay. I could give him like a pep talk, like, this is some of the things that you can do to prepare
Can
yourself.
I ask the Castle Lanterns what if the Hugo got fixed, or is that now just a permanent condition for him?
Oh,
Lady Castellanter, Amelia will say, unfortunately, he will always be that way. He is what he is now.
I'm sorry. Pat. Awkward pats.
But our other children will live long and happy lives. As long as we pay you back, they will inherit lordship. So we'll take the. And she looks at Layla awkwardly, and she says, "We'll take the blessings of Soon where we find them."
Aww.
And then she's looking at you like, "Did I do that right?"
Yeah, you're doing great. Oh, and by the way, Lady Soon, she likes beauty and like,
I'm pretty sure I have extra things in your coat.
I probably do.
Of note, Amelia is her clothing and hair and nails and all of that are very much on point.
nice.
So, yeah, you're gonna be great addition.
Yeah.
I
her
try to
husband.
I try to make her feel like more excited about it rather than
Yeah, she still seems a little awkward, but yeah, it
You'll
seems
get it.
taken care of.
you'll get the hang of it.
I will also drop by Belial and let him know what we're doing,
Okay, and okay,
just for an update of
Yeah.
why he might not find us for a little while.
he says, oh, if I require to speak to you, I can send a message.
Little head nod, and off I go.
Of course, if you have someone in your party who is capable of doing the same, they are welcome to contact.
I might be able to do that.
Do we?
I might
I
be
legit
able
don't know.
No, I know sending. What's sending say?
I think it
message.
has a range. I think sending has a range on it.
I don't think that we do. I'm afraid.
It
But
doesn't
maybe
have a
we can find a
range.
message.
range.
I will see if I can purchase a message scroll.
Okay, I had them backwards. Message is the one that has a range. Sending is as long as they're on the same plane.
Okay, then we're fine.
And Layla has sending.
Cool. All right. Yes, we do have someone who's capable of something similar.
You can send a message across any distance.
Yeah.
Even
As long
across
as you know
other
the person,
plane. Yeah, even across other planes of existence. But if the target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance the message doesn't arrive. And it has to be short, less than 25 words.
25 words or less, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, you give a head nod and bow back out of his office, and he goes back to his ledgers. Is there anything else anybody else wants to do while you're in the city for the next couple of days? You know, blow some money? You want to?
I would like to gather as much information as I possibly can about Never
About Lord Neverember? Okay.
and about the past Blackstaff leader, if possible.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can talk to his kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's around.
I also want to like give the church as soon a heads up that they're gonna get some new members and to do like the warmest welcome and
Are they joining a sorority now?
yeah.
It's no worse. They're joining the equivalent
of a what?
Wait, what's that? The lipstick cosmetics lady that
Mary Kay or something?
Yeah, she's joining Mary Kay.
So, what do you guys think? The Church of Soon, good cult or bad cult?
I feel like harmless cults. Maybe pyramid scheme.
That's
depending.
It was a joke from when Susie was dungeon mastering. Because my character was in a cult, and we were fighting a cult, and I was like, yeah, but their cult's a bad cult. My cult's a nice cult. It's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
You're with the good guys.
You were a good guy. A Paladin.
You don't have to be good aligned to be a paladin anymore. Okay. Who all wants to go talk to Lord Neverember?
I do.
Jordan.
I'll go.
Okay.
I've seen that, guys.
You guys track him down. He's playing cards with Floon and Volo Volo's gone. He's playing cards with Floon then in the Yawning Portal.
Did Volo release a guide to Baldur's Gate?
He does not have a guide to Baldur's Gate, no.
Damn it.
But where did Volo go?
Away. I don't remember where he was going. I'll have to.
Then I will also buy some books on Baldur's Gate to read on the trip.
Okay. I can give you a summary of Baldur's Gate. It's a shithole.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right?
It's the second largest city, and it's like, we'll get there. But anyway, you go to talk to, what's his first name? Neverember. I forget his first name. Daggled. You go talk to Daggled. And yeah, he greets you all warmly and smiles as you come into the Yawning Portal. Bonnie comes by as usual and takes your order, though a little more standoffish and nervous as she does so. And you guys are welcome to plop down at the table with the two of them. And he looks up at you and he's, Oh, well, hello there. Do you want us to deal you in?
How,
I'm
how do we have?
We're playing for coppers, so
okay.
Count me in.
Deal me in too. I would
shuffles
like.
the deck of cards. He does the double stack shuffle thing that I can't do. And starts dealing out cards. And then starts looking at it. He goes, did you all know how to play Two Dragon Ante?
I'll learn. I'll pick up.
I'll teach you as we go. And so as you guys are conversating, he will be explaining the rules to this game.
Awesome.
What do you guys want to? Who wants to?
Unfortunately, we have some questions about your dad.
People tend to.
Sorry. And also
Fine.
the previous Blackstaff. We basically, I just want to know what he was like, what he liked doing,
What do you look like?
what he looked like.
That's probably a good one.
What he liked doing. He worked all the time when I was a kid. I didn't know him very well. So I don't know if he has any hobbies outside of scheming.
That's fair. Does he look a lot like you?
Older, his hair is graying, and he has a mustache. But yes, in general.
Have you met the past Blackstaff head before?
Yes, the little dwarven fellow. I met him twice while my dad was the Lord of Waterdeep, though.
What was he like, and what did he like?
Older, a dwarf, deep set wrinkles, like to wear a golden robe, long gray beard that he kept braided, and then of course he carried around the staff with him.
Mm-hmm.
Can all of you guys make intelligence checks for me?
Just intelligence. I think this is save. But
Just a straight- it'll probably be the same unless you're proficient in intelligence save.
yeah, I am proficient in intelligence.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's still pretty high. Okay. So Layla, Joyden, and Curtis. No, Layla and Joyden actually realized that. Oh, and Buster realized that he is describing a dwarf you have met in the Vault of Dragons.
Oh.
Oh,
had
shit.
Who had a staff that looked just like the staff that Vajra carries around.
So we've met him,
Yeah.
and he's a dragon.
We know that guy.
We're boned. We're super boned.
Yeah,
Well,
and he gives you this description, and he looks at Jordan, and he goes, "Two pair is better, but wait to the turn. When the other card is turned over, 4 of a kind, 3 of a kind will beat 2 of a kind." He's basically describing poker.
I see. Okay, so not my 2 pair. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I don't have 2 pair, and I win.
Was it actually him, or did it just look like him?
I feel like it's probably him, right?
I mean,
Like,
they
I
did go
can't
missing
think
about
of
the same
him.
time, and he did ask. Were the Blackstaff previous head and your dad?
They were fairly good friends, I believe. I think the previous Blackstaff helped him get elected.
I would think that the same person, especially, Lord Never Ever asking someone like himself, like person to do him a favor and watch something of his.
Yeah.
Don't just ask any random person.
Wait, does that mean that? I'm sorry, my brain is doing weird loopholes. Does that mean that if he ever put the staff down, every time he had to pick it up twice every day because he picked it up kick him out of the sheep for
If he touches it and then stops touching it and then touches it again, would it reverse the magic?
Maybe.
And that's the reason he didn't let it go, because he was like, if I let it go, I can't go.
Yeah, so as you guys are playing, Daggolt is like he puts down a hand of like matching silver dragons, and he's like, "I have a flight of dragons."
Oh, that was a fun movie.
Aw.
I
You're like
think
the only
that's better
person who
than
knows that
my
movie.
What do I have?
2 pair and I guess red cards.
You, Susie, have you have all of the evil dragons. So you have a black, a blue, a green, a red, and a white. Which is a pretty good hand, but a flight of dragons is better. Is anybody proficient in gambling?
No.
Wait, really? Gambling?
Yeah, you can be proficient in 3 dragon ante or cards or dice.
No.
I have thieves' tools. I mean, I should have no
Okay.
idea.
I mean, do you want to cheat?
No, not. I mean, actually,
just roll a d20 then for me. Whoever's playing cards, just roll a d20. We'll do it straight up by luck. 19's pretty good.
/R. D20. No, wait. /R.
Yeah.
R/.
/R
/R.
space 1d20.
Oh, there, the space.
Okay, so Joyden, you have the hand of evil dragons, which is a pretty good hand. But it's beaten by the flight of silver dragons that Daggold has, which is beaten by the Susie has the hand called the Dragon Gods, which is where she has a Dracolich, Tiamat, and Baphomet all in one hand.
Ooh.
Oh, sweet. Wait, no, damn it. I think I lost.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's
We can play again. It's okay. And he starts the deck. Like I said, we're only playing for coppers. So you think you've met Arnaut, then? You thought you met the previous Blackstaff somewhere.
Yeah, actually, we found your dad's treasure stash, and he was
He
guarding.
does this number like he's like, don't. He stole that money. Don't.
Oh, we're doing good things with it, but
Yes, but if the
No,
city
but
finds
don't
out
say
you
it
have
out
their money,
loud.
I cast silence
anyway,
they want it
on the
back.
table.
and then the rest of the game is played in silence.
Okay.
So if I have all the same colors, is this a good one?
Nope, take none of that.
That's like when the silence drops. That's what Jordan's saying. Daggle like looks around a little confused and worried, and then nods and says, "It's a flight of dragon. They're all the same color."
Aha.
But yeah, he was watching it.
You're muted.
He shrugs and says, "Perhaps they were closer than I realized. I don't know. I tried to stay away from my father. He was something of a unpleasant fellow.
He seemed like
I was mostly raised by servants, if we're being honest."
a good man, the Black Staff.
He shrugs. I only met him twice.
Well, I only met him once. The one time I met him,
If he was guarding money from my father, I suspect he was much of a good person.
He didn't know.
Yeah, it seems like he didn't.
He's also a dragon.
That's confusing.
Yeah, they can make themselves look like people. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, he's not one of these ones.
I saw myself
stare at the cards
with him in bed, and it was horrifying. It didn't happen. You're muted.
So, has anything else I can tell you about my father? I can tell you where our house in Baldur's Gate was. He can't return to Waterdeep or any of its lands. He'd be arrested rather quickly, but Baldur's Gate refuses to turn him over to the city. We have a manor there. He still holds his titles there and is well connected.
I think that would be great.
Yeah,
To pay him a visit.
give you directions to his former home.
Cool. Guess that's where we're going when we get there.
I
He
guess.
has a bodyguard named Bluth. I don't know. Are you going to kill him?
No. Well, do you want us to?
Not
I
on
don't
purpose, anyway.
particularly care. If you do, I would just suggest doing it quietly.
Oh, well, I don't think we were planning on it. We really just want to figure out where what's his face is gone.
Well, there's kind of like a world-ending event going on that nobody knows about yet, so we're kind of trying to stop that.
You share a lot of information that I just do not need to know.
Aw.
I mean, we're just telling you in case you need to get your affairs in order. You know.
Oh, in case I die, when I die, I hope it's right here at this table. I'm not
Aw.
gonna get another
Oh.
drink. And he gets
If
up.
you hang out here long enough, that might be.
And he's like, you know what? I will get my affairs in order. Floon, would you care for a pub crawl? And Floon
A
nods.
plum crawl.
Pub crawl. A pub crawl, and Floon nods, and he's like, good. Floon and I are going to go on another pub crawl. Hopefully this time we don't get kidnapped.
You want me to come with you? I can watch you.
Sure. As long as you promise not to talk about your dealings.
Oh,
Well,
that's we did all we wanted, or I did all I wanted.
we could talk about
Well
something
then,
else.
it goes like this. Bonnie, shots!
Alright, I'm going on a pub crawl, I guess.
He starts a pub crawl.
Just make sure that you're back by the time the ship.
We'll try.
And she starts.
Because I'm gonna do pub crawl, guys. It's great.
And with Layla heading out on a pub
Went out again.
Dang it. I said with Layla heading out on a pub crawl, that is where we'll call it.
We'll call
Okay.
it for the night.
Yay! We did it! We
Shots,
saved
shots,
the
shots,
children!
shots. Save the children. I
For
don't want to save the
now.
children.
A very productive evening of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't die.
But we didn't die by dragon fire. I'm happy.
Thought we were gonna die
Adulting
from
in
dragons.
D&D.
'Cause that was
when I came up with that, so that the thing where he like makes a deal with Asmodeus, like the players like are never really supposed to find that out. And Waterdeep Dragon Heist, it's like mentioned in a paragraph at one point, and I was like, that's the most interesting thing in this book. So I turned it into like a thing. I was like, I'm gonna let the players know and see how they. So I'm like, I'm gonna give them this moral quandary and see what they do. And it turned into like,
Hire a lawyer.
yeah, it turned into we're gonna hire. I didn't know if you were gonna try to kill the parents or like trick the devil or just give them the money. But it turned into like 5 episodes of you guys just arguing about it.
Oh,
Yep.
we wanted
Turn
to
it
trick the
next time
devil.
on
It makes
D&D.
my favorite moments of when we play D&D are like when something really dramatic happens in a fight, when there's like a big, like we've had a build up to this fight, now we're having it, and something happens and it's big and exciting. And the rest of my other favorite thing is when I get to just like sit here, like, and you guys just spin off and you're like, we're gonna role play for an hour and a half, and I'm cool. Like I like just like pulling little strings and then watching, like winding you guys up and watching you go. So it's been fun for me.
Yay. Woohoo.
So I hope you guys had fun with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
still
Did it.
wanted to trick the devil, but you said there was no way.
I mean, he's the devil. He's good at contract.
Damn it.
Mhm.
Better
Yeah,
than
he's
our
the
mortal
devil with a
contract.
capital
I
V.
mean, we probably could have challenged him
To a
to
duel.
like, yeah,
Challenge you
or
to it. Oh
something.
god, we would have lost that so fast.
Or no, like a game of wit or
Yeah,
something.
the game
I
of
know
skill.
this devil is probably thousands, and
No, he's real old.
Yeah, but what if we like challenged him to a game of tic tac toe, and you just do that thing where like you make the first move and you automatically win because it's tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, but would the devil even go for that? You know.
Maybe he doesn't know that much about tic-tac-toe.
Maybe he doesn't.
I'm
Maybe he's
looking.
not
Okay, guys, we're gonna play a game. I just made it, so let's play that.
I'm looking at his stats right now, and like, I don't think you could beat this dude at tic tac toe.
What
Ah.
about Connect 4?
What about craps?
I mean,
What about
Well,
bluffing?
craps is mostly a
let
game
me
of
let
luck.
me just make an intelligence check for him.
I
Quick.
feel like a game of luck would go badly against the deck. So.
Let's see what he gets. Oh, he didn't roll that great. He only got a 22.
Only.
Only.
Just a 22.
That's okay. That's okay. I can bluff my way out of this. Hold on. Hold on. Deception. 14.
My intelligence. Oh dear.
Damn.
23.
All right, so we can't lie to
insight.
the devil.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Good to know. Yikes. Fucking Asmodeus.
Oh man, I'm looking at his Wikipedia page. Asmodeus is the strongest, most cunning, and most handsome of all the devils.
Of course. Did he write this?
I was about to say.
I think he wrote his own Wikipedia page. Ooh, and the sexiest of all demons. Well, Layla's fucked. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Better
No,
not.
you're like, we're gonna fight him, but we're gonna kill him. I'm gonna sleep with him.
I'm gonna fuck him.
Suddenly you
What?
wake up with like a 7-point star like tattoo somewhere.
It's okay. You soon would approve. Have you seen him?
Have you seen his body? Oh god.
His abs have abs,
Yeah, I'd wake up with like a brand on my ass. Hey,
and it says, "Call me."
Aw.
call me.
It's like, not again.
Great.
So next week we can. I think Buster still wants to try to figure out why he's in Waterdeep. And it does seem like Finn knows something about Buster, so if you want to go find Finn and talk to him, you can.
Oh, yes.
And then we also will set sail on the Blue Sapphire.
Yeah.
Sapphire.
I'll get my goggles.
Yay!
I'll bring my gills.
Trunks.
I'll bring my ass.
And then I don't know if Curtis or Chris have anything they want to do.
Any-
I'm gonna learn how to make a mean salad.
Yeah.
The house salad. You need to design the house.
All right.
Gonna make a
cool
nice
beans.
spring mix.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Get
There
all
we
that
go.
baby spinach. Oh yeah, we've got a special today on arugula.
No,
Not to
arugula is the devil's lettuce.
Not to mention kale
No,
Tuesdays.
that's marijuana, Susie.
No, it's arugula.
Marijuana.
Blech.
Cool. Well, I'll see you guys next week.
Yay.
Love you. Bye.
Good
Love you guys.
night.
Bye.